This is the Slow Wardrobe. Come and have a look. Hello, welcome to episode 106 of the Slow Wardrobe podcast. My name is Linda and I'm your host. In this episode, I'll give you an update on my knitting and crochet antics of the last 2 weeks. And then we dive into Layercake with a bit of a combination of different ideas and inspirations for outfits. I will show you some more of the new Blackcurrant and large new check linen colors and combine those with a broader range of other Layercake colors to inspire you of how you can integrate them in your wardrobe. And I'll give you a sneak peek of the next pre-order that is launching next week on the 8th of December. And that's a pre-order that'll run for delivery of the garments in January. Keep watching if you want to know what it is. But first, knitting and crochet. Well, in terms of knitting, I have been working very monogamously on my You'll Do test knit from Isabel Kramer. The You'll Do sweater, I think it's a really cool name, is a top-down sweater with a beautiful festive yoke of garlands and little trees and little baubles, etc. that is very subtle, I think, in its lines, and that can then be either done in just one color like I've done, or you can do different sections, of course, in different colors, or even use variegated yarns. There are some beautiful examples in the test knit group. And it's actually a first time for me to participate in a test knit like that and then actively participate in the Ravelry group of test knitters who are exchanging ideas, colorways, and encouraging each other in general to keep going and work on the sweater, try and finishing it on time. I think I will finish mine on time. The deadline is the 6th of December and today, of course, is the 1st. So it's going well. I'm working this whole jumper in Biche et Bûche Le Petit Lamb's Wool, which is one of my favorite yarns. It's a yarn that runs 500 meters per 100 grams, but you can knit it like a pretty much standard 4-ply, though it is a bit finer. It's very bouncy. It's clearly a woolen spun yarn, so it takes up more space, more volume than it has weight. And as a result, you get a really nice fabric, really nice supple fabric, a relatively thin jumper, which when you live in the south of England, like I do, is ideal because it doesn't tend to get that cold here. So thinner jumpers are better in the winter. Really thick ones, there's not enough opportunity to wear them. Top down yoked jumper, then you split for the body and the sleeves, knit the body. It has a regular 1x1 rib border at the bottom. Then you knit the sleeves, decrease, and have a 1x1, like 2-inch cuff at the end as well. I asked permission and received permission to make a couple of small alterations that make the whole thing better suited for my body shape. What I'm doing, I'm knitting size number 5, and it is 5 out of 9 or 10. So I'm somewhere in the middle in terms of sizing. And what I've done is when I got to the point of knitting the edge, instead of a 1x1 rib, I've gone for a 2x2, and I've split my rib at not quite at the sides, but a little bit in front of the side. So if my side seam would be about here, then about 4 inches before that, I've put that split, and I've made that split on both sides. I've overlapped the front panel slightly over the back panel so that I don't have a big gape between the two. And I've knitted the back panel of the border longer than the front. The front is about 3 inches, almost 4, and the back is close to 6 inches in length. So I've got a bit of a step change. I've tried to make that a bit more visible by putting some light linen underneath the jumper here. So I've got a split, and then the back is a little bit longer than the front. I then press the border out completely, so the jumper doesn't pull in at the border, at the edge, the way that it's supposed to, because I don't like that. It doesn't work for me. It really emphasizes that I'm bottom heavy in terms of body shape, and I don't mind being bottom heavy, but I don't think that the silhouettes it creates when I put elastic around my hips or anything elasticated around my hips, it just doesn't look very good. So that's the first change that I've made, and I'm more or less replicating that change in the sleeves. I saw one of the other test knitters who was knitting 3/4 length sleeves, which looked great. She also had cropped the jumper, which together that was fantastic. But since my jumper is relatively long, initially I thought, oh, maybe I'll do 3/4 length sleeves. But when I looked at that, when I was at that 3/4 length point, I tried it on. I thought, no, actually, I think it really should have long sleeves. So what I've done is I have decreased, not quite to the point where I'm supposed to. I've stopped a little bit short of the total number of decreases, and I've started the cuff slightly higher up on my arm than I was supposed to. And I'm doing a similar thing that I did here. I'm repeating that split that I did put on the side here with a little overlap. And if this is the bottom of my sleeve where my decreases are, I'm doing that all slightly in front of it. So if the bottom of my sleeve is coming down here, then I've put that split just about where the side of my wrist is. That's what I'm hoping. That's how it approximately comes out. So I will then knit a cuff that is probably 4 or 5 inches in length with that split, and then I'm going to judge when I'm wearing that, whether I like that or whether I want to catch it with like a little button and loop or even a little tie. I don't know yet, but I really liked the idea of repeating that split cuff on the sleeve. So another hour and a half, and then I will have finished that first sleeve. Then I get on to the next sleeve, and it took me like an evening and a half or so to knit this first sleeve. I have knitted it on double pointed needles. I'm just knitting the cuff because it's back and forth since I've split it on my circular needle. But when I'm knitting a small circumference in the round, then the magic loop knitting with big pieces of cable hanging on both sides of the bit that I'm knitting, it just seems to slow me down tremendously. It feels as if I'm constantly feeding through cable and constantly maneuvering that cable to have stitches in the right place to knit some more. And by transferring the sleeve onto 4 double pointed needles, I just groove on like I'm knitting a sock pretty much. And right at the top where the sleeve is wider, I almost, it was almost too short to use 6-inch DPNs, which is what I've got. I don't think I've got any 8-inch DPNs in the 3¼ millimeter diameter that this is knitted with. So I used my 6-inch DPNs and just about managed to keep the stitches on the sleeve, but because you are very steadily decreasing, that problem becomes smaller so quickly that I just kept going, and it's worked a treat. So I am full of confidence that before the end of this weekend, this jumper will be completely finished, and then I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing. With that, I mean that because there's no more of the color work anywhere else on the jumper, but I do have these little highlights of these split cuffs, if you like, and split borders, I thought it might be nice to, with Swiss darning, i.e. copying the little V's of the knit stitches in this yarn, copy the little tree design just above where these splits are. So on my hips, because the splits are just in front of my hips, on my hips I'll have a little tree on each side, and then I'll repeat that as well, have a little tree on each sleeve as well, just as a little finishing element and to make the jumper a little bit more special still. I think that is really an opportunity that we have as crafters when we're making something ourselves, to do these little finishing touches that makes a garment even more special. It individualizes it, but it also makes it stand out from all the stuff that you buy in the stores, which never has that level of detail because it would make it too complicated and too expensive to produce. So that's where I am with my knitting. In terms of crochet, I haven't crocheted, but I'm doing a lot of crochet dreaming at the moment. I bought a couple of patterns for crochet blankets, and one of them is, I think, a forest winter walk. I will put the title down below and I show a photograph of it here. And that is a pattern that really appealed to me. It is built up with a section of good old granny squares in the middle, and then just like sections around it. It's relatively simple in terms of construction, but I love the color combinations. I don't want to go nuts and go in completely different direction. But I am going to crochet that blanket out of a different yarn. I have found a yarn by Scheepjes. Scheepjes is a Dutch brand that is quite popular amongst crocheters, with the extensive range of mainly acrylic based yarns that they do, specifically in huge numbers of colors, specifically for crocheting. I do not like to use yarns especially if they have a high acrylic or polyester content. I prefer to work in natural materials, and then found that Scheepjes does a yarn called terrazzo, and that is a blend of 70% wool, 70% merino, mulesing free merino, and 30% viscose. And when you look at the terrazzo colors up close, then you'll see that every one of them is heathered. It's like tweeded. The little nubs, I think, are the bits that are in a viscose. So it may even be a recycled yarn. I don't know, but it comes in, I think it's 60 colors or so, 65. I'll show you the sample box that Scheepjes do of that particular yarn. And I bought that sample box, not for the blanket that I was just discussing, but because I am joining an online course that kicks off in January by The Mercery, which is all about color combinations and crochet, with a view of creating your own color palettes. And I have got a lot of knowledge around color and color combinations, but a lot of it is autodidact. I've taught myself about that. I've done some online courses before, but nothing as elaborate as the one that I'm embarking on in January, which I think runs for 6 months or something. It's much more involved. I'm so looking forward to it. And in preparation for that course, I bought the sample box of the Scheepjes terrazzo. I then looked at that box in terms of the colors that it had in it, to see if that is a possibility of a yarn for me to use for the winter walk blanket. And that's definitely possible. It's not a complete match everything, because the recommended colors are in different brands, and like I said, more highly acrylic based brands. But I do like the combination that I can make. So I'm in two minds now whether I will jump in and buy all the yarn for that winter walk blanket and throw myself at that blanket over Christmas in the December month, and then see where I'm at by the time the course starts in January, or whether I'm going to wait for a bit, not even start crocheting that blanket, but instead cast on a new knitting project, because my knitting, my knitometer is going through the roof still. I want to make all the things. Every week I've got ideas for new things that I want to do, yarns that I want to use, yarns that I want to combine. So as an example, the West Knit mystery knit along that I did, where I held one strand of linen together with one strand of fiber spades cumulus. I am now dying to knit a jumper that is a combination of linen and cumulus, and see the fabric that I then get, because I loved the fabric so much that the mystery knit along shawl gave me, with all the slip stitches there. So I have to do some slip stitch knitting with those two yarns for a garment. And then there was the artist shawl by Natasha, forgotten her last name. I'll put the details here, and I'll show an example of the shawl, which is modular knitting, which is another thing that I adore. I love modular knitting. So maybe I should do the artist shawl in the combination of the linen and cumulus, but then that won't have the slip stitches, so maybe not. So and then there were all the other jumpers that I had lined up already in my mind. And then there's also still the jumper that I showed you again last time, that just has so little knitting left to do. I have to refinish the cast off of the second sleeve, and then all I have to do is knit the bottom edging of that jumper, and then that's finished. That's the jumper in the Art Yarns Cashmere 2-ply, where I've split the two. No, I didn't split the plies. I keep saying this wrong. The Art Yarn with the mohair 2-ply, the variegated mohair, and I split the two threads of the mohair 2-ply, and then combined those each with the Yak Blend 2, and knitted that together and alternated that with the Art Yarns Cashmere. So, and really interesting in terms of color combinations and texture, because of the stitch combinations that I went with. I abandoned that project. I think it was at the beginning of this year. I'm still not sure why I abandoned it. I looked again at the fit, which is good. For some reason, I just lost my knitting mojo, maybe because it was getting warmer. Anyway, so there's that one that I want to finish, and then there was that blue and red stripy jumper that I had started and abandoned, and that I want to do something different with that yarn. And then there's other things that come by, like there is a jumper by Di Gilpin. I'll show it to you here, which is knitted in her yarn, her own yarn, in this beautiful yellow color that I adore. I've always been so close to buying one of her kits to knit that jumper, but then I ordered and literally just received the crowdfunder black and blue 4-ply yarn that the Welsh yarn that Midwinter Yarns had spun for her in the summer. So I jumped onto the crowdfunder in the summer, and that yarn has just been delivered, and I chose this beautiful green color. And then I'm thinking, ooh, I think it's called a Carrington, the Di Gilpin jumper. I think that yarn is the same running length as her own yarn, as Di's yarn. Oh, maybe I should do a Carrington in the green. And the number of jumpers I have is insane already. So, but then I'm not particularly motivated at all to knit for my family members, for example. It's like, it's all incredibly selfish knitting. So is it an age thing, or will it just I don't know. Anyway, so far my knitting and dream crochet antics this time. Next time I'm sure you will see a finished Yule Do sweater. Maybe I should wear it next time because, well, we're creeping towards the end of the month, of course, so I should be well on my way to feeling rather festive by then. I must admit, this year I'm so looking forward to the whole Christmas break. I think it's in part because we have both of our sons at home. They finished their bachelor's degrees and they were going to go straight on to do masters, but instead they both decided, for slightly different reasons, that they would take a year's break and pursue their masters next year. We strongly recommended them to do so because you won't take a gap year after your masters. You'll just dive headlong into industry or into work. But in between the bachelor's and masters, we both said to them that this is your opportunity to take that break. And they've gone for it. And it is so much fun to have them back at home, I must say. Of course, it's like once they move out and into university, even though it was a bit of a staggered moving out because the whole COVID experience, which kind of ruined their last year of college and pretty much ruined their first year of university, you don't end up kind of expecting them ever to move back home full time. So the fact that we now have them back home full time for an extra year just feels like a bonus. It feels like a treat, and we're really, really enjoying it. So maybe partially because of that, I'm really looking forward to the Christmas break. Our daughter will come again for the Christmas week, bringing our old cat along that she adopted when she moved out. He comes back for a week's visit as well, which is lovely. So, but anyway, now I'm Christmas dreaming rather than just knitting and crochet dreaming. Back to reality with a bump. The two more things that I wanted to highlight. Firstly, I have a couple of the one-off shawls left that I bought in especially to give you some more gifty type and accessory type options for this part of the year. So a couple of those are left. There's another one that I'm showing, or two that I'm showing in the Layercake section. But I think there's two of these that have a slight like bands at the edges that are shot with silver thread, and other than that, they're beautifully muted colors. The shawls are especially selected to go well with layer cakes, and they're all multicolored, so they're really versatile in terms of how you can combine them with the rest of your collection and the rest of your wardrobe, whether that's layer cake or anything else. And the other thing to highlight is that I put it in the newsletter last week, but Susanna from Trava and Wool made some more project bags for me. And in the past, she made them smaller. Most of her project bags used to be smaller because they were so heavily embroidered. And I said to her, would you make me some bigger project bags so that I actually have some bags that are big enough for sweater quantities of yarn? So I have a couple of really big ones like this. And what she has done is, rather than embroidering straight onto the fabric of the bag itself, she has embroidered little panels, or big panels in some cases, that she's then attached to the bags. Every bag is lined, in most cases, in a contrasting fabric or a different color fabric than the rest of the bag is. This one, for example, has got moth inside. They're all Layercake fabrics. Have a look on the website. Haven't changed the prices. The other thing that she has done is used belts that she sources from secondhand shops and turned those into handles. So a number of the bags, not all of them, but a number of them have nice big handles on them. Have a look, see if there's anything there you like. They tend not to hang around much, although I must say I've got a fair number of them left, as you can see. And that was what I wanted to share with you in this first section. Let's move on. Here comes Layercake. Enjoy. So a bit of a combination of different outfits and different styles today. Mind you, it's still all Layercake style. I thought I'll show Again, a bit of a combination of a couple of ideas of dressing up your cocoons, even with a simple tunic like this, showing a bit more of the large new check and blackcurrant. Still haven't got it down. Blackcurrant cross weaves that I've recently introduced, and a little bit of festive ideas sprinkled in. So a bit of a jumble of different outfits, but mainly inspired by the blackcurrant that was recently introduced. So what I'm wearing here is a black cocoon playsuit in a size 2 in the regular length. By the way, I've had some requests for the long length to come through as well, which I am going to do. We don't make them here on the premises, so I have to book little production slots with my manufacturer. At the moment, they are my manufacturer. It's a small studio that makes the jersey garments for me in the north of London. They are lovely, and what they make is lovely as well. So they are in the middle of making some anytime tops for us, because I'm fast running out of them with the promotion that's running on the cocoons at the moment. That promotion will run through into January. So if you have your eye on an anytime top that is out of stock at the moment, early January, the anytime tops will be back in stock. And then if all goes to plan, towards the end of January, I will get some more stock of the playsuits, the cocoon playsuits, and fingers crossed some in the long length as well. But back to today and this outfit. So a size 2 regular black cocoon playsuit, and as you can see, I'm just wearing it with my little ballerinas, because that's so easy to wear when I'm changing all the time for the podcast. But of course, you can dress that up a little bit and wear this cocoon for a more festive or formal occasion as well. It's just super comfy, but it's also super black, and it does a really good job at holding its color when you start washing it. So I'm combining it here with a love tunic in the silver sparkle, which was recently introduced as well, still available to order. By the way, at the moment, it's the 1st of December right now. The orders that are coming in during the first week of December for garments that are not in stock, we will still be able to make for you in time for Christmas. So, or the festive season, I should call it. It's not Christmas for everyone. It's Christmas for everyone. Not everybody celebrates Christmas. And as you can see, nice long line. Of course, this outfit can be made with a love tunic in any color. This is a size 1 love tunic, and you can see it's roomy enough on me, but it's not super wide and super oversized. If I would size up to the size 2, of course, it would all be a bit more slouchy and a bit more relaxed, but this will just about work still. And I'm now going to show it with a love top, a cocoon love top, so one of the cotton love tops in black over the top of it, so that you just see the edgings of the love tunic. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is a size 1 cocoon cotton love top in black, worn over the top of my linen love tunic in the silver sparkle. And what I wanted to show you is how you can see that a difference in length is about the same throughout, front and back, and that you can then create this band of the different color without having that different color all over. I've then also folded back the edges, the cuffs of both of the tops, so you can see that silver sparkle peeping through. And if I wanted to, then of course I could then consider going for the cotton love top to be in a bigger size, so it's a bit more slouchy and looser, because of course you can see that because this is more fitted, you get a slight bunching up of the love tunic, which I think is lovely, because it's almost like a bit of a peplum, which I quite like. But if you want it looser, then of course you can size up this love top. You won't lose any of the shaping, but you'll have a slightly wider edging here at the bottom, which will accommodate more of the width of the A-line of the tunic. So what else can we now do? Imagine that I am just lounging in this at home, but I now want to go out for a walk and it's cold outside, and just wearing this outside is not going to be enough. What can I do about that? Let me show you. Pair of baggies in the black gingham that I've literally thrown on over the top of that playsuit, that jersey playsuit. So that gives me two very snuggly layers on my legs. I could go out and be really warm because I've got that extra layer of jersey underneath my linen baggies, so knees, bum, everything stays nice and warm. It feels lovely wearing them over the top of each other. And when I get back home, I could just pull the baggies back off and be back to the outfit that I've got. Now, the size that I'm wearing is the size small, long in the baggies. And I just wanted to show you how the fit of that is on me. My bum is pretty much a size 20, probably 18 to 20 at the moment, as is my waist. And I just want to show you in terms of fabric how wide baggies are. That's of course on purpose, but it's just to show you that if you're wearing, if you're kind of on the cusp between a size 1 and 2 in Layercake, you can still wear the small baggies, small regular or small long in this case. I just like all the extra width and extra fabric that the large baggies give me, because of course it's more roomy around the waist and hips, but that roominess goes all the way to the bottom. And I love that you get more of a balloon effect the more fabric you add. So this is a bit sleeker, it's a bit slimmer. So if you like the idea and the look of the baggies with the low crotch, but you don't want it too voluminous and you don't want to feel like the baggies are wearing you, then consider going to the small baggies instead. So, lovely outfit for various reasons. One of the reasons, of course, that is that the silver sparkle is based on a natural undyed linen. And of course, natural undyed linen is one of the two colors that makes up the black gingham. So, in terms of outfit here, I can formalize that a little bit more by bringing in a shirt. Bit less sparkle if you're not a sparkly sort, but you like that combination of very light and very dark. Let me show you the impact of a white shirt on this outfit. White shirt in linen with that same cotton love top over the top in a fitted size, showing the cuffs and then having that black gingham as the baggies. Lovely everyday outfit, and but suitable for a festive setting as well. And of course I can dial up, making it look slightly more formal by replacing these for darker baggies. Let me show you just the impact of a change of baggy color on the rest of the outfit. So these are my own Blackcurrant baggies, and in the large rather than the small size. So very roomy around the waist and hips, and you can see that extra volume that I was referring to when I was wearing the small baggies. Lots of extra fabric here around my legs, pulling around my legs, which I love. And I still am wearing that cocoon playsuit underneath. So it's a lovely, snuggly outfit. But I also wanted to show you how dark the Blackcurrant is when you show it against the black of this top, for example. And back to my original point, how much more formal this outfit looks just by adding these really dark baggies. Now, I'll show you the black gingham a little bit more, because I really want to show you how the black gingham looks with the large nude check. But for now, Blackcurrant, and I'm going to change this top into the Blackcurrant smock, so you can see the outfit of just smock and baggies in the same fabric, but then with a white shirt. So here's the white shirt with the baggies and smock in the blackcurrant, and you can see by making such a sharp contrast that using the blackcurrant as an alternative for black works really well. It's still a color, but you've got that slight formality that a really dark colors tend to introduce, especially if you put them in an outfit with a contrast in there. Somehow it formalizes the outfit a bit. Now you can of course jazz that up a little bit with accessories. Let me grab one that I brought earlier. Stuff this in my pocket just to show you one of the lovely wool shawls that I introduced this autumn as a gift, or as a gift to yourself, as a way to jazz up your outfits. And just showing here the contrast of these colors. This shawl definitely has those kind of dark purpley colors in it, and you can then add that to your existing outfit if home knits or the shawls that you've knitted yourself are not your bag or too warm. This is a lovely alternative to add some more color. As you can see, they are wool shawls, they're woven, but they're thin, so you can they really pack away in around your neck in a way that they're not huge and bulky. They really serve very well as an accessory to wear with the rest of your outfit. So, blackcurrant outfit in combination with white. I'm going to put the other baggies back on because I want to show you some more of the, well actually, let me add a step top in the blackcurrant to this outfit as well. So you see the entire outfit just in the blackcurrant, and then I'll bring the black gingham back in. So still with the smock in between, I've kept that on, but I've put the small step top in blackcurrant over the top, and then let the cuffs and the collar of my white shirt peep out. Gorgeous color combination, really nice outfit. Pop of color with that shawl at my neck. So that's the all-in-one color. Let me show you the difference of now adding the large new check in as a step top over the top of the rest of this outfit. Step top in the large new check. Again, a small step top, this. You can see that with the shortness, the long one would just be down to my pockets. Kept the shawl on because I think that the colors that the shawl introduces are really, really nice. It's also a good example of if you have a shawl that contains colors that look really good on you, then wearing it like this, combined with other colors, but wearing it like this, bring those colors back right next to your face, so it'll always make you look healthy and with a proper glow. And that little bit of contrast by bringing in that pop of color here really livens up the rest of the outfit. Not that it's a dull outfit, but you know, I hope you know what I mean. It really adds like a focal point, is probably a good description. So rest of the outfit though is still in blackcurrant, and I said I would bring back the black gingham, and now's a good time because I will show you how the black gingham looks worn next to the large new check. So the long, small baggies back in the black gingham, then combined with my blackcurrant smock, the white shirt, underneath all of it still the black cocoon play suit, lovely and snug, and then the step top in the large new check, and the colourful woolly shawl on top to finish off the whole outfit. And this is where you see the color impact, the visual impact of large new check and black gingham right next to each other. I think they look wonderful together, and of course there are a lot of different weaves in the large new check that have dark and light colors. That contrast of the dark and light that is in a lot of the different checks of the large nude check, and therefore looks wonderful with the slightly bigger small check in the gingham. Right, on to the next. I'm going to start throwing in lots of different colors. I'm not going to stay purely with the palette that the large nude check is made out of. And we bring in some red. Why not? Still the contrast, still the blackcurrant smock and the black gingham baggies. But I've taken off the black cocoon play suit underneath, and I have added the raspberry cocoon love top in a size 1, my smock, which is a size 2, and I'm still wearing my lovely woolly shawl. Of course, it's got red in it, so it looks very nice with the red top, but then it also has the lighter edges on this shawl, which brings back some of the lighter colors at the bottom of the outfit. So I'm going to show you some more colors that all go really well with blackcurrant, and the name blackcurrant was chosen on purpose because it really does sum up the color really well, because it is so close to black with that really super dark purple influence. It is, if you imagine the darkest aubergine or eggplant, as you call it, in the other side of the pond, the darkest eggplant you've seen, that's just about what blackcurrant looks like. So what about blackcurrant with other colors? Here come some examples. The small check, this time in baggies in the large regular size, so they are cropped on me. If I would go for long baggies, then I can drop these to show you more about what the long length would look like. Just shuffling them down on my bum, there we are. That's more what the long baggies would look like, but the crop look can be exactly what you're after, depending on what you want to wear on your feet, whether you've got some nice boots that you'd like to show off, or whether you like the look of baggies but you don't like the idea of them being that long, don't like the idea of having a trip hazard. And not that they are, I mean, I've never tripped over my baggies, but some people are not quite as confident with a lot of fabric around their ankles. So a regular length could be a solution for you, or if you have full length baggies and you would like them cropped, then you can roll up the elastic band a couple of times, just fold it over a couple of times, and of course they'll come up a bit. But the main thing I wanted to show here is how lovely and colorful the small check baggies are in combination when worn with the blackcurrant. So more color, more red, go on. High-low trousers in the red cross weave, then bringing that red back with my raspberry love top, pop of color, and my blackcurrant smock. Now, of course, I can tie these up. The high-lows can be worn shorter. Let me see if I can get my shawl out of my line of vision and then tie up the baggies. I put them, one of the ties through the buttonhole at the bottom. Right at the bottom, in your bottom seam, you'll find a buttonhole. Go through there, then through the buttonhole in the tab at the top, and then tie them up. So this creates a bit of a ruched effect, and by going through that buttonhole right at the bottom on the hem, it ensures you that the side seam stays at the side and it can't be pulled forward or backward, and gives you a very wonky leg effect. So this is one way of tying them up. Then the other thing you can do is just go through the buttonholes at the bottom and do not engage the tabs at all that are higher up. So I just go through the buttonhole at the bottom. I make a
bow. So I tie that up as far as it'll go, so all the way to the top of where the ties are sewn into the trousers, like such. But then I do not go through the buttonhole in the tab. So what that does, if I then shake this down, it just folds the hem of the trouser up by about 4 inches, and it creates a bit of a balloon effect. You see that? So you get a balloon style bottom at your trouser rather than the crumpled style of catching the tab at the outside of the trousers as well. So 2 different styles to make your high-low shorter, but of course you can just wear them full length by not engaging the ties at all. Do remember that when you wear the trousers without using the ties, to give them a nice bow on the inside, otherwise they hang out beyond the bottom hem of your trousers. We've made them nice and long on purpose, but you have to bow them away when you're wearing your trousers full length. So, red and blackcurrant, match made in heaven. They look fantastic together. But there's another color that I want to show you. Lots of contrast. One of our very popular colors as well. That goes beautifully, well actually 2 of our popular colors that go really well with blackcurrant. Here they come. The 2 colors I was talking about are bitter lime and chartreuse. Look at those 2 shimmer in front of or behind the blackcurrant smock. Wonderful combination. I put the shawl back on because I wanted to show how that looked with it, which I think goes really well. But if you really want to emphasize that contrast of the chartreuse and the blackcurrant around your neck, then of course leave the scarf off, leave the shawl off, and wear the outfit like this. Beautiful combination or what? So blackcurrant, 2 other dark colors that I want to show you next to blackcurrant to give you a better idea of how blackcurrant would sit with the rest of your wardrobe, with the rest of your layer cake wardrobe potentially. So here comes the first one. I completely forgot to point out that the trousers I was wearing in the bitter lime were the palazzos, whereas here I have reintroduced the high-lows, this time in the charcoal. So this is what charcoal and blackcurrant look like next to each other. Lovely bit of contrast. The blackcurrant is a lot darker and deeper than charcoal. I can show you that emphasis a little bit more by putting a charcoal garment at the top as well, while still wearing the blackcurrant with it. Here it comes. A charcoal shirt. Like, that's the new pre-order shirts in some really new and specifically dark colors. So a charcoal shirt, a charcoal high-lows, and then my blackcurrant smock. I think it's a really, really nice combination. I love the dark colors, but there's still enough contrast to make it look really interesting. Let me add a step top in the large nude check to that. So this is the large step top, and as you can see, that comes down further. Of course, it's wider, but it comes down to my pockets. Can still get the pockets easily, but it comes down to the pockets. And of course, the sleeves are longer, but because the whole thing is wider, but there's still plenty of cuff of my shirt showing to do that lovely cuff fold like I did with the white shirt, and then have the collar of the shirt stand out as well at the top. So beautiful outfit, charcoal, which of course is one of the colors that goes beautifully with the large nude check as well. And there's one other color that I'm not showing you today, but to keep in mind, which is the magpie to wear with the large nude check. Magpie is one of the colors that runs through it, and as a result, you'll find some really nice dark squares in the large nude check that mirror your magpie layer cake garments. There is one color left that I want to show you because it's part of the shirt pre-order that is kicking off, and that is black. Black shirt as well. Let me show you what it looks like. Black shirt, this time in a size 2. So it's nice and roomy on me. Bit oversized, which of course is what I love. The size 1 is a bit more fitted around the bust and then still has that A-line. This is a bit more roomy around the bust and then that A-line working down. And I'm wearing it here with the charcoal high-lows, but of course I can go for all black as well. With black, I think it's baggies that I pulled out. Let me show you an all black outfit with this black shirt. It wasn't baggies actually, it was a skirt that I pulled out. One of the black panel skirts, and then worn with that nice loose flowy shirt over the top in black as well. Beautiful outfit. Can also of course be worn as a festive outfit. However, the pre-order of the shirts is for delivery in January. We're getting chock-a-block in December. So I'm starting the pre-order, but that it will be for delivery in January. They'll be made once the pre-order of the Blackcurrant and large new check items is complete. And of course, Andrea is still going full pelt to finish that. This is one for January though, dark shirts and new colors of shirts in general. There are other colors as well. You can find out more on the website, and of course, oh, you can't find out more on the website yet. I do apologize. From next week, Friday onwards, Friday the 9th of December onwards, that's when this particular pre-order launches. Not right now yet. I'm saying Friday the 9th. It's not Friday 9th. It's Friday the 8th of December. Sees the launch of the pre-order of the new shirt colors. Just giving you a bit of a sneak peek here. So if you want to know whatever else is going on in the slow wardrobe world, then make sure to sign up for the newsletter. You'll get one every other week. It ensures that you're aware of any special offers or pre-orders like this, and you'll be the first to hear it in the newsletter. So what I want to do is finish this outfit with the Blackcurrant smock. Again, bring the Blackcurrant back to show you how that compares and how that goes with black, full-on black, and show you that there's still a little bit of contrast there, and it does make for quite an interesting combination. Here it comes. And here it is. Blackcurrant smock over the top of black outfit. Beautiful combination. Black shirts, like I said, coming in a newsletter to you next week, but then for delivery in January. And just to show you a bit of drama right at the end by going for contrast again, I've got that one cashmere shawl that I've listed on the website. I put it in the newsletter last week. It hasn't gone yet. I just want to show it to you because it is something else. Here it comes. It goes on and on and on. It's the softest cashmere. I'm a bit of a you know that I'm a complete yarn snob already, but a bit of a fabric snob as well. And I have seen some cashmere in my life. This is something else. It is so fine. It is so incredibly soft. And you can see it from the way it drapes. And then you can collapse it to very little. You know, the ring shawls that they used to advertise, which are because they are so often copied and so often made out of not very good fiber now. They kind of collapse. They don't kind of hold their volume. This doesn't have that at all. It just has a natural bounce in it. And of course it's got the very soft lilac edge, which is a very, very watered down version of the Blackcurrant. Lovely combination, I think. It is something else, this shawl. I think I'm kind of talking myself out of selling it, to be honest. Making me feel very greedy talking about this. Anyway, there it is. Lovely contrast, beautiful outfit, skirt instead of trousers, and of course that whole trick of wearing a cocoon playsuit at home and then throwing a layer cake over the top to go out. That could be a skirt as well, a layer cake skirt, and then just having the cocoon underneath as an extra leg cover. Anyway, as always, I hope I have inspired you, and I will see you again soon.